Good day, everyone. I am Angelica Nunez, one of the member of Group 2. For my part, I will discuss the Article 11, which is the teacher as a person, and the Article 10, which is the teacher in business. So, in Article 11, the teacher as a person, there are four sections. So, first is Section 1. The teacher shall live with dignity in all places at all times. So it means a teacher should always live with dignity wherever he or she is. It means that a teacher should behave properly and respectfully, not only inside the classroom, but also outside the school. Since teachers are looked up to by learners and other people, their actions can affect how people see them, the teaching profession. So, for example, even when a teacher is outside the school, they should still act respectfully because they are still considered a role model. And that's for the section 1. Next is section 2. A teacher shall place premium upon self-respect and self-discipline as the principle of personal behavior in all relationships with others in all situations. So, for section 2, it means that teachers should value self-respect and self-discipline. Self-respect means knowing your worth and behaving properly, while self-discipline means controlling your actions, words, and behavior. This should be practiced in dealing with other people in different situations. So, for example, is if a teacher becomes angry with a student, instead of shouting or acting badly, the teacher should control their emotions and handle the situation professionally. And that's for section 2. Next is section 3. A teacher shall maintain at all times a dignified personality which could serve as model worthy of emulation by learners, peers, and others. For section 3, it means a teacher should maintain a dignified personality because teachers serve as our role models. Learners, fellow teachers, and other people may look at the teacher's behavior as an example. So therefore, teachers should show good manners, respect, responsibility, and professionalism. And that's for section 3. Last section for Article 11 is Section 4. A teacher shall always recognize the Almighty God or being as a guide of his own destiny and of the destinies of men and nations. So, for Section 4 is the teacher should recognize the Almighty God or being as a guide in life. This means that a teacher should acknowledge that there is a higher being who guides his or her decision and life. It also reminds teacher to have faith and to be guided by good values in fulfilling their responsibilities. And that's the fourth section of the Article 11, the teacher as a person. Next is Article 10, the teacher and business. This article focuses on the teacher's involvement in business and financial matters. So the Article 10, there are 3 sections. So first is Section 1. A teacher has right to engage directly, indirectly, in legitimate income generation provided that it does not related to or adversely affect his work. So, and Section 1 says that teachers have the right to earn additional income through legitimate means. However, the business or additional work should not affect their teaching responsibilities. So, in simple words, teacher can have another source of income as long as it is legal and does not interfere with their work as teachers. So, example is a teacher may have a small business or sells products during their free time as long as it does not cause them to neglect their classes and responsibilities. And that's for section 1. Next is section 2. A teacher shall maintain a good reputation with respect to financial matters such as in the settlement of his just debts, loans, and other financial affairs. So, in section 2, reminds the teacher to be responsible with their finances. They should maintain a good reputation by properly handling their debts, loans, and other financial responsibilities. So, if a teacher borrows money, they should make an effort to pay their obligation properly and on time. So, in a simple point, teachers should be financially responsible and avoid having problems with unpaid debts. And that's for section 2. Last section is section 3. No teacher shall act directly or indirectly as agent of or be financially interested in any commercial venture which furnish textbooks and other schools commodities in the purchase and disposal of which he can exercise official influence, except only with his assignment is inherently related to such purchase and disposal. So in the last section, section 3, is all about avoiding conflict of interest. A teacher should not use their position or official influence to benefit a business that supplies textbooks or other school materials. So, for example, is if a teacher has authority or influence over the purchase of school supplies, they should not use the authority to favor their own business or a business where they have a financial interest. The only exception is when the teacher's official assignment is directly related to purchase or disposal of those materials and it must still follow existing regulations. And that's the section 3 of the article 10, the teacher in business.